So, part two of our conversation, just check the markets, and yes, we are still in extreme red territory. So, gaslighting is not working, including from the German foreign minister, who has now stepped in to try to stabilize the markets by saying that this weekend, Iranians and Americans are going to be meeting in Islamabad. So there is that. Again, until the Pakistanis don't verify anything, I think we should just consider all of these conversations to be market manipulation. There is really terrible news out of Palestine, and that is that the IDF grabbed a father and his 10-month-old child. The 10-month-old child was not returned for, I think, 12 hours and handed over to the Red Cross. And when the child was returned, the father was not returned. When the child was returned, the family saw cigarette burns on the child. And now there are all sorts of rumors or news or accusations that the child was tortured in front of his father to get his father to confess to something. It's entirely believable, given that the IDF has massacred more than 20,000 children, many, many, many of them toddlers. They are children in their death camps. They are children who are being starved, tortured, sexually assaulted. So this should not surprise any of us that they would do this. So that is a big piece of news coming out of that part of the world. Let us not forget that part of the world and the suffering that they are going through. So much of everything we're seeing flows out of what has happened in Gaza. Again, I say, you can't draw the line at genocide. There is no line. So the Iranians are saying that they are in no mood to negotiate, regardless of Mr. Trump saying, oh, they asked for 7-day reprieve, but I'm going to give them 10. Me, the benevolent dictator, is going to give the Iranians 10 days because I am me, I am king of the world, and I grant you life for another 10 days. This is what he's telling 93 million people upon whom he's threatening severe war crimes, like blowing up their power plants, their life sources, their water purification, etc., etc. So the Iranians are responding in kind. The Iranian foreign minister spoke to the United Nations Human Rights Council to talk about what happened in Minab. Immediately thereafter, the US and UK representative talked about Iran must stop its attacks on civilians and that Iran must be held accountable. Their gaslighting, their callousness just doesn't stop. It does not stop. I'm not the only one who's noticing that. Everybody notices that. Except for Pedro Sanchez. I say again and again, except for Pedro Sanchez, there's not a single Western leader who has stood up and said, this is enough. This is wrong. What you are doing is a war crime. What you are saying is an intent to commit a war crime. not one is willing to reign in Israel. They didn't in the nearly 3 years of genocide in Gaza. Beyond blah, 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 they're not stopping them from what they're doing in the West Bank. And they certainly have no intention of stopping them from what they're doing in Iran. So, aside from Canada, the most confused ones are the UK. Every day, Yvette Cooper, the Foreign Secretary, comes out with a new statement, and then Starmer comes out with a new statement. So, very hard to keep track. So Starmer says, I will not be bullied into this war. I will not be bullied into being dragged into this war. His foreign secretary says, we will do everything we need to open the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, how? How will you do that without getting militarily involved? You have to wonder, where are the journalists? Where are the journalists to ask the follow-up questions? It's mind-blowing, actually. So another piece of news that's coming out is that Iranian hackers are saying that they have hacked into Kash Patel, the FBI director's personal emails, and have posted certain things from his personal inbox. I don't know what's in that personal inbox that's going to be more shocking than what he does publicly. How could we forget the beer guzzling, the pounding of the table, the laughing away and giggling with the hockey team, America's hockey team, when Trump was insulting the women's hockey team? What could be more horrendous than him flying his girlfriend on the FBI's private jet and providing her an FBI security detail? What could be more egregious, I wonder, in his personal inbox than that? So there we are. This is what is happening today. Let us watch how the market continues to react. So far, it's not reacting well.